Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Year 7 virtual information evening. My name is Mrs. Darling. I'm really sorry that we weren't able to meet you all in person tonight. We were really looking forward to meeting you all, but hopefully you will find the information in the slides really useful. So the plan for this evening is to give you some information about how you can support your child from home and work with us to do the very best for your child within school as well. So you can see below we've got some information on ESafety from our Police Liaison Officer, PC Andrew Cornell. We're going to talk to you a little bit about Parents in Partnership, remind you about all of the extracurricular activities that we're very proud to offer here at Congleton High School. We'll have some information on homework, maths and English from different departments. We're going to remind you about some key dates to pop on your calendar, and then we're going to talk a little bit about our culture of recognition. So moving on to our recognition and behaviour for learning systems within school, we recognise and praise as many students as we can, and we always do it within 3 key categories. So the first category that we recognise positive behaviour in is within the community. So for example, if your child volunteered to help at open evening, if they helped to pick up litter at the end of a busy lunchtime, if they volunteered to look after some year 6 or 5 students who come into school during the day, then they would be rewarded and receive recognition within the community category. Achievement is about progress, and it doesn't matter what your child's starting point is. We want them to make amazing progress, and we want them to leave Congleton High School far better and far better equipped for the real world than they arrived to us with. So we will also acknowledge achievement and progress within lessons. And then the third one, and I think this is really important as well, is the area of endeavour, and it's the area of making as much effort as you can. So we really want all of our students to be active learners within lessons rather than passive learners, and to develop that resilience to be able to cope when things start to get tough. So the way we recognise and praise students within these 3 key areas, we use our 3s and our 4s and ask your child at home how many of these they've already been given. We also have something called Hot Chocolate Friday, where the leadership team and the curriculum team leaders and the guidance team leaders can nominate students for a Hot Chocolate Friday. They come down to the canteen at 10:50 with their invitation. They receive a hot chocolate and they receive a piece of cake as well, just to say well done. You'll also get an email home if your child is lucky enough to be nominated for that. For form groups and tutor groups who do really well, and it could be punctuality, it could be the number of R3s that they've had or the fewest number of C3s they've had, we also have form breakfasts where they could get a bacon bap, they might get a piece of toast if they want it, or they might get a pan au chocolat and a hot drink. So the whole form group comes down and they celebrate together, which is really nice. At the end of each term, we try and do COVID allowing, of course, recognition trips and visits. And we also have at the end of every half term celebration assemblies. And that's where we get the year group together and we do lots and lots of awards, and we recognise students who've made particularly strong achievements during that time period. The area of Parents in Partnership is of significant importance to us as a school community, and we really welcome as much help as we can from parents and carers if you would like to get involved. So it's run and organised by a lady called Caroline Eckersley, and her email address is on the screen there, and we really would welcome any support. Over the last 18 months, our Parents in Partnership team have raised enough money to pay for 4 top quality outdoor table tennis tables. They've also raised enough money for 8 additional picnic tables so that your children have got somewhere nice to sit outside when the weather is good. So please contact Caroline Eckersley on the email address below if you are willing to help with that, and thank you in advance. It's been lovely being able to do real life assemblies again after 18 months of COVID interruptions. And I think it's really nice for parents and carers to understand what goes on within these assemblies, because you often never get the chance to see them or be part of them like you would at primary school. We have a strong weekly focus and a very clear weekly focus. So we have the year mapped out in terms of what we're going to cover every single week for every single year group. So last week, for example, the focus was on punctuality and attendance. This week, we've been focusing on appropriate and inappropriate sexualised behaviour, such as sexting. We have really clear links with our stop days where we deliver our PSHE content. We always make sure that we recognise and praise students in every assembly. We reinforce standards of uniform and punctuality, for example. We use them as an opportunity to raise awareness to topical issues, and they could be at international level, at national level, or quite local context. Very regularly we have guest speakers in. We have quite a competitive element, and I know Miss Fagel in particular has been raising the stakes in terms of competition within her form groups, which is fantastic. A strong charity focus, and this links into encouraging our students to look beyond the CHS community and see what they can offer the outside world. And we're doing a lot of support for UNICEF in terms of the vaccinations for COVID at the moment. And we also push regularly the extra opportunities that we offer in school, and we are very, very proud of the range of extracurricular opportunities that we offer all of the children. And by clicking on the link below, you will be able to see all of those opportunities. So if your child hasn't taken part in anything yet, please do encourage them to do so. And we always say to our children, if there's something that you're interested in that we don't currently offer, let us know, because we can almost guarantee that a sixth former or a member of staff would be only too happy to run that. Okay, some important dates for you, and I know that you'll be able to get these on our website as well. The team building days at Asbury, we had an absolute ball. Your children were a delight to spend the days with, and I'm sorry for all the dirty washing that you got and the bags of wet trainers that came home, but they were an absolute credit to you, so please thank them for that. Year 7 information evening is obviously this evening, and we're doing this virtually instead. So parents' evening for year 7 will be on the 12th or the 17th of May, and we will be doing 2 separate evenings. So 7A, the half of the year group, will be on the 12th, and 7B on the 17th. There'll be a lot more information coming out about how that's going to run nearer the time. Between the 6th and 17th of June, we have our exam period, our assessment period for year 7, and again we will be doing a lot of preparation work with your child to make sure that isn't overwhelming and that they're able to use it for the purpose that it's intended. Learning records are our school reports, and they will come home in a date in November and March and then July. And I know this evening we were supposed to be giving you an opportunity to meet your child's form tutor. We're very keen to do that again once things have calmed down a little bit regarding COVID, so we will keep you updated. The Asbury team building days, as I've already mentioned, there are lots of photographs on the website and on social media, and they were absolutely fantastic, and we're hoping that we're able to do lots more trips for year 7 moving forward. Okay, a little bit of information regarding homework. That is probably the best question that you can ask your child. It's probably the question that they dread the most though. So please just check every night, have you got any homework? The way that you can tell is because we use a program called Satchel that I know your children will already have been logged on and they've had all of the login details, but please just go on and have a look and find your way around Satchel. Homework's really, really important. We use it to reinforce learning as well as to highlight areas that we might need to reteach or plug some gaps. We make sure that we set really clear expectations about deadlines and the standard that we expect homework to be completed to. And also, if your child does need extra support, please let us know. If you need some resources, for example, that you haven't got, get in touch with your child's form tutor. But we know that that link and that relationship between home and school is really, really important, particularly if your child isn't familiar with the routines of doing homework. So I know that I've already mentioned Satchel 1, so there's a slide here that I will obviously let you read through at your leisure that will help with Satchel 1. But again, if you've got any problems with Satchel 1, just get in touch with your child's form tutor, but that's where we post all homework. Okay, so I've just mentioned exams in the key dates there. Your child will be having some more formal assessments or exams in the summer. We will give you an exam timetable and plenty of notice. And we know that this is an important part of the process, building up towards year 11 and then building up towards A-level as well. And it helps your child organise their time and organise their time constructively. It helps them also to practice exam technique and to manage their time during an exam, and it also helps them to develop those independent skills and practice that retention of information over a long period of time. But again, we will give plenty of preparation and plenty of notice because again, we don't want to overwhelm children on that. So we move on to some information from two key departments. So maths have provided us with some information, and so have English as well. And I think one of the key messages that comes from maths is please make sure that your child is equipped for lessons. So we expect all of our children for every single maths lesson to come with a black or blue pen, a pencil, a ruler, a rubber and a pencil sharpener, a green pen. Now we've already provided all students with a green pen. And maths are quite specific about the calculator that they recommend. So if you could just have a look at and check that your child has got everything. If they need anything and you're not able to provide it because your child is free school meals or you need additional support, just get in touch with your child's form tutor and let us know. I'm not going to read through all of this slide for you because you can see it for yourself, but there are a couple of really good online platforms, online learning platforms that will support your child to do maths at home, and there are a couple of websites in there as well, so please have a look. And if you do need additional support, either go through the form tutor or contact your child's maths teacher. Okay, so moving on to English. English used to use a program called Accelerated Reader, but we've now moved to something called Fiction Express. And it's quite an exciting program actually that allows your child to really, really interact with their reading and with the book that they've chosen. So I put the website at the bottom for you for Fiction Express, but you can see there in the 6 steps the process and the thought behind Fiction Express. English really do ask for your help as well. What we ask is to encourage your child to read for between 20-30 minutes each day, and I know a vast majority of Year 7 are already doing that, and they should always carry a reading book with them. So please make sure that your child has got a reading book that's age appropriate within their bag when they come to school. At home, it would be lovely if you could help your child to watch the news and read the newspapers as well if you have newspapers in the house. Always make sure they've got a book. So if you go out for the day, pop a book in the boot of the car, encourage them to read please for that 20-30 minutes each day, and just ask them some questions about what they're reading, and encourage them to ask questions about what you're reading as well. Encourage them to do quizzes at home on the completion of the books, and there are loads and loads of amazing books in our Learning Resource Centre, so if you are struggling to access books, please let us know. And then nearing the end of the presentation now, thanks so much for your patience. We have a wonderful PC, Andrew Cornell, who's our police liaison officer, and he comes in a couple of times a week to provide additional support for certain students and to give advice and to do work with small groups who need it. And he's put a presentation together which is on the ESafety section of our website. Please, as a parent or a carer, have a look on that information. Some of it is quite direct and quite honest about how you need to keep your child safe and the ways that you can do that. It seems that children are always 2 steps ahead with adults, because they learn more quickly about social media. They know all of the latest platforms and how to access things and how to hide things. So please take the time to have a look at PC Cornell's presentation on there. And if you do have any concerns, you're very welcome to contact us in school, and we can put you in touch directly with PC Cornell. So finally, thank you very much for taking the time to join the presentation tonight. Again, I'm really sorry that we weren't able to do it in real life. We are here to help. So if you've got any queries at all, get in touch with your child's form tutor, please. We would also love to hear about any successes that your child is achieving outside of school. I know that Miss Fagel and all of the form tutors are incredibly proud of how Year 7 have started since September. They are doing themselves beyond proud. So please say well done to them. Please encourage them to take part in all of our extracurricular clubs. Encourage them to remain competitive about getting our 3s and our 4s. And I really look forward to celebrating their future successes with you over the next 12 months. Have a lovely evening. Thank you for joining us.